Well, Josh, appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day. Last day of the conference here. I know you're part of the organizing group here. Great job on it. I always love coming to U.S. Sports Congress.
Well, thanks. I wish I could take credit for it. I've been on Lou's advisory board for a while, but Lou and Kathy and what they do with this event is special and I think unique in the industry, and it's always fun to be a part of.
It is. It's just so much easier. Longer conversations, better conversations, and good people.
Absolutely.
Here, so.
Yeah, deeper relationships I think are formed here.
Absolutely. Well, I've been fortunate to know you, I'd probably say 7 years now. Josh, I think you're extremely well respected in this industry, and we've always thought of you as someone to pick your brain on where we should even go as a company. So again, appreciate taking a few minutes, but maybe a little backstory on Frisco and yourself.
I appreciate you saying nice things. I'll have to make sure that this is seen by my leadership, but
Done deal.
No, I mean, I've been doing sports tourism for over 15 years now, 3 different destinations. Started out in Lubbock, kind of where I grew up, and then came and started what is now the Fort Worth Sports Commission. And then, about 7 years ago, had the opportunity to go to Frisco, and a lot of people asked why I would leave a major city like Fort Worth for what was, thought of as a suburb in Frisco. But for sports tourism, I didn't know of any other destination that was actively pursuing sports the way they were. And what it comes down to me, what makes Frisco special is that sports is woven into the fabric of everything they do there. They're not afraid to make sports part of their partnerships. The city's all about partnerships, but sports is part of our economic development strategy, and we view sports tourism as the front door of that economic development strategy. So, it's not just about hosting tournaments and bringing athletes in. We do that, but now we have sports-focused businesses that are migrating to Frisco, moving their headquarters there, and it's creating this full ecosystem of sports in this community. So for me, it's fun to just be there and feel like I'm swimming in the aquarium that is sports tourism all the time. It's a fun spot to be.
Sure. Any in 2023, any big wins for Frisco? Any key milestones or events that took place?
Sure. So we hosted our first PGA event, so Senior PGA Championship took place. When we moved the PGA of America's headquarters out of Florida to Frisco a few years ago. That was the first of many championships that we will host. So that was a good one to get kind of going, get off the ground and kind of test ourselves to see how we could handle these major events, because in 25 we'll host the Women's Championship, and then in 27 we'll host the PGA Championship out there. So looking forward to that major event. We maybe not sports related, but kind of sports adjacent. We hosted the Academy of Country Music Awards this last year, and it's fun to be in a city where we're hosting events that I feel like maybe we're punching above our weight a little bit. We're hosting events that usually take place in those major tentpole cities that are across the country, and Frisco's starting to sneak in there and get some of those events. So it's been fun.
Nice. Well, going forward, I feel like what are you finding maybe as some of the bigger challenges that you're seeing coming up here? People have used the COVID excuses a lot, and they're valid, I shouldn't say excuses, but valid things there. But a lot of us, I think, are coming out of all that. What do you see as some of the next challenges that we're faced here in the sport tourism market?
I think business travel and some of that stuff is coming back, obviously. And so it's real easy. It's just natural that hotels and even venues to a degree, but especially hotels, look back and go, well, they don't think about what you did for them whenever the times were rough, and we rebounded really quickly in our city and really in the state of Texas from COVID, and we had our biggest year, like room night wise, ever during COVID, because we were moving events that couldn't happen elsewhere, and we were hosting them in Frisco. So we made hay while there was a chance to do that. But yeah, I mean, the challenge is that there's higher paying corporate business that's coming back, and from the sports side, we have to be cognizant that our hotel partners need to make revenue, and so helping them understand the balance of what we do and folding it back into their overall business plan is always going to be a challenge. And in Frisco specifically, our venues are at capacity. I mean, we talk to all of our venues. We have nice venues, and they're saying we don't have a lot of weekends to do events anymore. And so we're really looking for a specific puzzle piece that comes in and kind of fits a need period and things like that. So it's what we're seeing now, and one of the new responsibilities I have at Visit Frisco is for data and research. So that's going to become such a key part of what we do. We have to be able to identify need periods before we ask the hotels what they are, so that we're proactively finding things that fill those periods.
For sure, for sure. Well, I will give you another credit though. I do know there's several shout outs that happen in the office of how much our hotels teams like working with your hotels. I think they're ones that definitely get sports. And I know there's a lot of good interactions there on even how we can provide them the dashboards. But whenever I come through and say we got another event in Frisco, our hotel team are raising their hand. They want to do that event. And I think that's just the customer service, the hospitality, and I truly think your area gets the importance of events, and we just love doing any events we can in your area.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. It's definitely, I think our entire CVB staff at Visit Frisco, they've done a good job to build a lot of partner trust, I think, and I think that's helpful in educating the partners that we care about their success and therefore they care about ours.
Yeah.
So when that symbiotic relationship can be built, and I know that's hard to do in a lot of markets, especially when we don't have as many hotels that we touch. We're at 26 hotels, so we're not touching hundreds of hotels like a major market, but we feel like we kind of have personal relationships with each of them. And whenever we have a good, technology partner like you guys that makes it easier for our hotels, it makes us look good too. So
Sure.
Event Connect it was always kind of a good solution on that front.
Yeah, you really even helped me understand. I've never told you this, but you really helped me understand I'm not a hotel person myself, but the importance of having the hotels on your side. You can have amazing event organizers, but you need that teammate of the hotels. So even when we formed our partnership with you, the importance of the hotels seeing the value in their dashboards was like, I always knew hotels were important, but just seeing how big of a player they are and how we need to support them, just like we provide event owners. And there's some cases there with you, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so. I think, again, back to that data piece, it's like, we want to be advocates for our events. We also want to be advocates to our events and to our partners and everything else for those hotels. The more that we're, not just talking anecdotally and saying, hey, this is a good event, or hey, this group really does care about your success and they don't want to put you in a bad spot, to our hotels, being able to show them that data is huge. And your dashboard is very effective at helping hotels really understand how the event's working. Just that transparency that's there is something we talked about whenever you guys were kind of building this platform, is that level of transparency that's needed, and you followed through with it.
Yeah, thank you. Where should we go next? Where should we push our development team in 2024?
I don't know. It's I know the AI is going to be a part of what we do. And I think the more that we can start integrating those things in and making them palatable for people at every part of the industry, there's a lot of trepidation around it. But the one thing that we said in the session here earlier is, AI is really good at predicting things. And so why wouldn't we want to harness the power of that to help find those need periods, or see, if you have all this data from events, how a youth football event, kind of builds differently than a girls softball event or something,
True.
And so if we can start being smarter and using AI to make us seem smarter and give that data to our partners, I think we're going to find efficiencies that maximize the use of our hotels and our venues, which again is going to create that economic impact and the other tangible things that are important. We get stuck on room nights and economic impact in this industry, but building resident and partner sentiment is huge. You're going to have to measure that in the future. And that's going to become important. And then you're going to have to understand media value of the events that you do, and what events are you hosting that is putting your city in a good light. All of those things are the successes of sports tourism, not just room nights, hotel revenue, and economic impact. That's one leg of the stool. And so anything Event Connect is doing in that space to help us with kind of branch out and holistically look at tourism, I think is going to be huge.
Yeah, I think there's some really cool stuff there, and I believe you nailed it there. As I'm still getting my head around all this AI stuff, but it truly can help us predict things better. And then where I think that leads is, work smarter, not harder on things, and have more things to analyze and interpret. Even when we've introduced, to a certain extent, on the customer service, our chat bot, answering those questions, those frequently asked questions, and can we get more speed so the customers are happier? That's where I think predicting stuff is a good way to say it. It's not replacing jobs, in my opinion, in our industry. It's only going to help us be smarter and provide even better service to our clients.
Well, Sarah and John both said in their session, which I thought was a profound statement, is you're not taking jobs, right? But you are taking the worst and most inane parts of jobs and giving them to AI so that the people that want to be problem solvers are freed up to do that instead of just answering simple questions. And I know you guys are more on the hotel side, but even for event organizers, just asking who's wearing the home and who's wearing away, if you have a chatbot that can answer that frees up that event organizer to do something that actually helps them make revenue or make their event better. And you guys, I like the chatbot thing that you guys have done, because I feel like it's a leading edge as far as making the people who work for your lives better, but also making the industry better.
No, I appreciate that. It's going to be interesting maybe sitting down a year from now, how much that has continued to go, and it's exciting times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Josh, hey, we appreciate it. We love the partnership with you. Love working in your area. Some great events we do there, and great spending some time with you this week.
Yeah, appreciate it. It was good to see you guys.